This is team runtime terror, and this is our problem statement, which is current e-commerce chatbots. So today's e-commerce chatbots looks helpful, but they actually fail in real situations. Most of them give generic responses and repetitive responses without understanding what the user actually needs. Next, they are completely unaware of user emotions, especially frustration. So even if a user is angry or facing delays, the chatbot continues to give robotic replies. Next is context blindness. They cannot connect things like order delays, refunds, or past interaction with the current query. And most importantly, even in serious situations, they don't transfer the user to a human agent. So the core problem is user don't just want answer, they want to be understood. To solve this problem, we built our system on real and meaningful data. First, we collect our primary data using Google Forms. This helped us understand real user experiences and also validate that frustration with chatbots is actually a real problem. Second, we used FAQs from platforms like Amazon and Flipkart. This gave us structured knowledge about common customer queries and their expected responses. Third, we created a database of frustrated phrases. These are real complaint expressions that users use when they are unhappy. So overall, our system is not based on assumption. It is based on real world data. So next is our final data set construction. So this is how our final data set looks like, and we have trained our model on this data only, which contains data from Google Form, data from FAQ data, and the frustration phases.
So, as I told that we had circulated an Google form in our college group to know more about this problem and to validate our problem statement. So, this was our Google form that what issue they faced, describing their worst experience with e-commerce, asking how did e-commerce chatbot respond to them, which phrases were used by them when they were frustrated. So this clearly gave us the entire phrases when they used to train our model.
Here are some key insights from our Google Form responses. A large percentage of users reported that they have felt frustrated while interacting with e-commerce chatbot. We also observed that many users found chatbot responses repetitive or even useless. When we analyzed common phrases, we found expressions like not working, worst service, and stop giving same reply appearing frequently. This clearly shows that the problem is not just technical, it's emotional. Users expect better understanding, not just answers. So let's
Now I will be explaining how our system actually works internally. So first, the process starts when the user gives an input, either a normal query or something like where is my order. At the same time, if available, we also capture identifiers like user ID or order ID. So now this input is passed to our frustration detection pipeline. Here, the text is first tokenized, meaning it is broken into smaller units. Then it is converted into embeddings, which are numerical representation of the text. Using these embeddings, our system analyzes how similar the input is to known frustrated patterns. Based on this, we calculate a frustration score between 1 to 10. Instead of relying on just keywords, we use a vector based approach to understand the intensity of frustration. Now, this frustration score is passed to the LLM decision and generation core. At the same time, we also fetch real time data from a Supabase database such as order status, delivery date, or refund details. So, the LLM does not just create random responses, it uses actual database context to give accurate and personalized reply, generally like a RAG model. So, now comes the most important part, decision making. If the frustration score is below a certain threshold, which is of 7, the chatbot responds normally with helpful information. But if the frustration score crosses the threshold, the system understands that the user is upset and automatically escalates the issue to the human support. So, in low frustration cases, the user gets a normal response like order status, but in high frustration cases, the system generates a more empathetic response and connects the user to a human agent. So overall, our system is not just answering queries, it is continuously analyzing user information, context, and urgency to take intelligent decisions in real time. So let's now discuss some features and the technology stack. So we used LLM based dynamic responses, so the replies are basically not hard coded and can adapt to different situations. Second, we provide real time tracking of orders and refunds using live database data as we showed in our Supabase database. Next, we also perform multi-factor frustration detection and combined it with urgency to make better decisions. This allows us to implement an intelligent escalation system. Additionally, our chatbot supports multiple languages like Hindi, English, and English, and also supports voice input for better accessibility. Talking about the tech stack, we basically use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for the front end, Python with Flask and Fast API for the backend, plus the Supabase database we already had, and the LLM that we have used in this project is Gemini API, which act as the AI engine. And to clearly implement all this technology stack, we have used no-code, low-code AI tools like anti-gravity. So let's now quickly move on to the demo. So this is basically the basic e-commerce website that we have made for the demonstration. Like we click on any product, it is taking some time. So we can see a Flipkart-like interface. First login. I have created an account in this e-commerce website. So I have successfully logged in into my account. So these are pretty much all the products. So let's say I want to buy this smartwatch. So I'll go and place the order. Next, I can see it in my orders. So the current status is processing, and few more demos I have done with this account only. So this is pretty much the front end. We can also wish list product. We can also remove products from the wish list. And this is pretty much the good front end of the website. Next, let's see what database we have created to manage all the data from our website. So we have different tables like orders table. It tracks all the orders, and refunds table. If someone has cancelled their order, that refund status will go in that refund table. So all the demo that we have done till now, all this data is stored in each table, like refund. Even we have wishlist table. So whatever we have wishlist, according to the user ID and product ID, it is saved there. So let's now move on to different test cases to see if my chatbot is working correctly. So this is basically some orders. So one order you can see here, the status of this order is shipped. So this means the order is shipped. It is showing me, but I'll use one inquiry with my chatbot. So I'll just go to my chatbot and type in a query that, hey, can you help me with my order inquiry? Paste it. So it is thinking that yeah, he will help me, but he just needs the order ID. So we have the functionality of copying the order ID here. So I'll just copy and paste the order ID here, and then I'll just write that this is my order ID, and then give it to my LLM. So it says thank you for providing order ID, and it says that your item is currently shipped, and it is also showing the expected delivery date. So this means our model is correctly working, because it's just not giving the real LLM data, it is considering my Supabase database. Next, I will be a little aggressive to see if it can detect my frustration. So I'll just write, what the hell is wrong with you guys? It's been 30 days, it's still not delivered. So let's see if it detects my frustration or not. So when I pasted it, what it says that I apologize for the inconvenience that you are experiencing such things, and it is just consoling me that he wants to correct itself, and then it escalates the matter and give it to a human agent. So this is pretty much what we wanted to detect frustration. So in the previous test case, we saw that how we got all the order status by just giving the order ID. Now we'll try something new so that we can know that it is not only accessing order table, but it is accessing all the other tables in my database. So here I am having my chatbot. So I just, for the sake of trying something new, I will try to check my refund status. So I'm just asking it, hello, can you tell me when will I get my refund? So it is thinking that yeah, he is happy to help me, but he would like to know again my order ID in order to tell me which refund status I am talking about. So I'll just go to my orders, and you can see this 89,999 phone. I have cancelled that order. I will just copy the order ID and paste it here. So it is gone, and it is returning me that yeah, it has fetched the order status, that unfortunately the order was cancelled. So yeah, I can see that the order was cancelled, so it is correctly returning me the order status. But now I want to know that what is my refund status, that when will I get my refund back. So I'm writing, I know that I cancelled the order, but when will I get my refund? So let's see what it gives. So I have checked the status of your refund, and it is telling me that happily this refund is successfully processed of 89,999. So we can see in our database that 89,999 refund status is successful. So that's why it is accessing from the database and returning it to my front end that yeah, this refund was successful. So acting like a real RAG chatbot, it is not directly giving me the answer. So let's now try the Hindi English feature. I will write a frustrating prompt in English. So these are some English demo. So yeah, I am writing a frustrating demo that yeah, he is telling me sorry to hear that he can't help me, and he is giving the full control to the human agent. So it has correctly detected that I am frustrated now, and he need to escalate this matter and give it to human hands. So this was working correctly. Next, my RAG chatbot also has the feature of voice command. So I'll just give a voice command that where is my order, can you help me with my order. So yeah, it has correctly fetched whatever I have told and converted it into text prompt. So it is asking me for my order ID. So I'll just paste my order ID here and write yeah, this is my order ID. So as we saw that whatever I spoke in the voice command, it just gave me the exact command in my front end. So yeah, this is what it is returning. Thank you for providing your order ID, and that order was shipped. So as we can see, that order is indeed shipped, but when I gave a little frustrating prompt, it immediately connected to the human agent and transferred the entire control to human agent.